Chesley Bennett Sullenberger III, thankfully nicknamed Sully, became a national hero when he landed Flight 1549 of US Airways onto the Hudson River in January 2009. This impossible landing achieved the saving of 155 passenger lives. The problem is afterwards, the inquiry into what had happened started to focus the blame on pilot error, Sully error. And the simulations that followed during the inquiry pointed even more to the fact that Sully could have landed at LaGuardia Airport if he just made that decision in time. Eventually, thankfully, Sully fought the position that he'd taken, and when they retrieved the parts of the airplane out of the Hudson River and looked at the turbines and also looked at the voice recording of the flight recorder, Sully was thankfully saved by the truth rather than the simulations. The person who headed the inquiry made this comment: "Mr. Sullenberger, Captain Sullenberger, I have checked with aviation engineers, I've checked with aeronautical engineers, I've checked with every member of the crew. We have interviewed almost everybody who had anything to do with saving the passengers of US Airways 1549. And the maths simply doesn't compute. There was a factor in all of this that saved the lives of those 155 people. Captain Sullenberger, that factor was you." I find, as I work with business leaders, that if you want to position yourself in a market so that you reach the hearts and minds of your target market and become magnetic to them, there's always a factor that's rather illogical. And that factor tends to be the person who is driving the business. It's almost non-computable. That person, the leader of the business, the founder, or the people driving the team at that time, have a story behind them. Each of us has a unique story, a journey we have traveled, a journey only we have traveled, and the person we have become during that journey, and the person we're intending to become now that we've reached this point in history. You're the unique factor. You're the X in the whole equation. And when you find and articulate your story to the world, you become unique and attractive. Most people I work with feel, I don't have a story. I felt the same too. When I wrote my first book, The Soul Millionaire, I was embarrassed to send this story out to the world, and yet it got to number 17 on Amazon. I was wrong. I do have a story, and you do too. Every story is unique. Here's a suggestion to you. Why don't you try articulating your story to the world? Why don't you try communicating it? The world just might love it.